somebody?
Hi, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News with Adam and Scott.
Oh,
Jack Dodson.
Jack is a celebrity, so he's been invited
he's
to
bigwigging
to sign autographs.
Man, can you believe
We didn't get invited.
Well, we were invited.
We should have been invited.
We were invited. Could have went. I mean, who would think somebody would be asking for Jack's autograph?
They asked him last year, and they asked him
I
to
think
come back.
just in, people just in line.
It's just, they needed a seat filler.
Yeah. So we got some guests. What's up, Victor? Some guests coming on. I'm not sure.
We
When
may
are
have
coming
guests,
on,
we
Jack?
may not. We're not entirely sure. Jack may be a guest.
Yeah. Jack didn't. He didn't give me the itinerary yet. Let's thank our marketing partners. Let's thank S&N Infrastructure. Been with us for a long time. We appreciate those guys out there. Paquette Power Solutions. Thank him for coming on board this year. And so if you need a standby generator, hit Keith up, I think. It's terrible. Oh man, well. Frontline Performance Race Fuels Parts and Lubrications sponsors our pit road pit walk. Thank those guys. Thanks for having me come on board with that. Langley Speedway, 75 years of Langley Speedway. Really can't thank Bill and Chuck, Terry for allowing us to come here. Miles of Seamless Gutter, I thank them for coming on board and sponsoring our sponsorship package. We have our Christmas parties on Friday. I look forward to seeing all the employees. But thanks. Get your videos together because we still got those things, man. Videos, we're going to try to get that done by the end of the month. I know a bunch of people have been messaging us and getting that. We'd like to get the videos in by the 20th. But so please get them, send them to us. Still haven't decided. I haven't talked about, maybe work that out on Friday, and I'll let you know. What we're going to do. Well, maybe we can narrow down and tell everybody. But 1 to 5 winners. There's going to be multiple winners. We're going to have multiple winners. But we're not sure how we're going to divide the money up and how we're going to do it, how many there's going to be. But we'll figure that out. But we do know we're going to give $5 grand away, and we're going to give a 10 by 20 tent away. Or at least I think it's a 10 by 20 tent, full custom, whatever. We'll have our logos on it, and factory canopies logos, and all of your logos on it. How cool was that to have a canopy to put your car under with all your sponsors and stuff on it? A full custom race suit that Courthouse Imports is going to provide. We'll have our logos and stuff on it, and then whatever logos you want to add to it, full custom, however you want it. And they're pretty nice. Ask Chris Bechtel how his suit is. He really loves. We didn't spare an expense on. We had all the little bells and whistles on that, so that will be going to the winners, and then second place, third place, whatever, however we decide. But please do your videos, get them into us. We'd love to see them. I think that's it on that. I think Papa John's providing pizza every week. Use your online orders. Use Dodson25 and get 25%, 20% off. Speaking of factory canopies, it's going to donate one of those tents, full custom, whatever you want on it. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. I think Fast Eddie. We got to get up with Fast Eddie, and although it might be a little too cold being outside now, but next year or whatever, we definitely got to do a show from Fast Eddie's, his outside thing. And I gotta say too, if this winter, man, we ain't got a whole lot going on. So if you want to open your shop up to our show one night, we'll come to your shop, your race shop, and do a show from there. So if that sounds like it'd be fun for you guys,
yeah,
hit us up and we'll see if we can make that happen, as long as it's not too far away or whatever.
Put your race car in the background.
Yeah, and we do a shop tour. You know, do a shop tour and,
Yeah.
and talk about the race team and that kind of stuff and your sponsors. And I think it'd be really fun. We did it a few times actually. Butterbean was our first one. We did that several years ago at Butterbean's at their shop. And we had him and Phil, and of course they covered the race car up in certain spots so that nobody could see it. We thought we were going to have some internet issues, but it all worked out. Pepsi, Mountain Dews, Mine and Jack's drink of choice. Speedway, Bonner's Brothers Distillery, Robert Bondert. Appreciate what all you guys have done for us. Appreciate the bottles we got. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. Thank you, Tanya, for always helping us and supporting us and helping us with the fire suit. Greatly appreciate that. Slinger Speed Company, Tim Brown. Tim, thank you, sir. We appreciate your support this year. And if you need t-shirts from your local t-shirt company, hit Tim Brown up at Slinger Speed and tell him we sent you. Last but not least, GAC, Great American Company, with Garamo and Maya. Appreciate Garamo. He was supposed to be on, but he's busy. Let's see. We got some cool new features or things. We got a like and follow button. Appreciate that. What's up, Raymond? What Christmas party? The Miles Christmas party. Somebody, do you think Donald Trump is good? We're not a political show. We are a racing show. If you want to ask a racing question, I got you, but we're not going to get into politics because it's too polarizing. My views don't matter. We come here to talk about racing.
Racing was pretty polarizing this weekend, man.
We didn't go. Jack left us and went to the race, but Doug Barnes. I mean, looks like Tommy Jackson won. What's up, Sparky?
Tommy Jackson, Landon Burbick.
What's up, Shannon? How you got?
Brian Lundstrom. Who else? Brothers.
I think, man, all the Langley Speedway guys representing well down there.
Yeah, they kicked some butt this weekend. It was fun to watch.
Don't know who all won because Jack usually does that, and I don't do it.
Well, yeah, Jack was there. He probably got all the stuff and never sent it to us.
He was hobnobbing, trying to be
Him and Clay.
Mr. Celebrity. He's down signing autographs today. But with that, man, what about Doug Barnes? Like I didn't see that coming.
Started last.
Him and Lee, and used to drive for Lee, and then to beat Lee, it's got to be pretty big for him to feel. I mean, regardless of what all led or whatever the deal is between them, whatever. But still, for Doug to come in with his own stuff and beat some big heavy hitters, you beat when you beat Josh Berry and Lee, those are two the biggest guys in the last several years in the late model world, right?
Yeah. Motorsports. And,
I don't know who Josh was driving for, but and then the protest. I don't know if it was Josh himself or could have been the team owner. I don't know who owns that car. Is the one that did the protest, but it did come from that car.
Yep.
And then to get counter protested and then get DQ'd on a counter protest is pretty
not a good look.
No, not a good look.
But it happens.
Kind of funny. I mean, in some ways from the outside. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. In my understanding, I guess we looked at it earlier. They were looking for traction control, but then
something with the motor too. Yeah. So
they
found truck arms on the 17. Weren't you?
Right. I don't know if the truck arms have to be the same length. I don't know if somebody knows, or they were different lengths, and that's what was the DQ for. So it's hard to say. Raymond says, I want to thank everyone for the calls, texts, messages. Easy. It's not easy, ever easy to lose a parent. Absolutely. Sorry to hear about it, Ray.
Ray lost his dad. Thinking of Raymond. Yeah.
So, Sparky, Jack is everywhere all recently. Drifting one week and classic the next. I know.
He gets around, man. These people just keep
not
inviting
like that. Not like that.
They just invite him in.
I started to go down there to the drift thing at Southampton. I know Jack was pretty happy about all that because that's dear to his heart because that's where he raced at.
Yep.
I don't know. Some people had asked, "What's up, Eddie?" About that place being a circle track. That is not in the near future. I'm not going to say that that's not a possibility down the road. But I know right now that they're legit insurance, and there's no gray areas on what they can do, what they can't do so far as yet. But they're not prepared yet to, I don't think, entertain the circle track world. I believe, and I could be completely wrong, but I believe that's where we're at right now. So no, we'll just have to see.
They'll get there, I think.
It'll take some time.
Sounds like they got a lot going on.
Jack is like, "Where's Waldo?" So we got some guests coming. I don't know when they're coming on. Oh, nope, that wasn't from Jack.
Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, a good Thanksgiving.
I caught the Thanksgiving family bug.
Oh, did you?
But I'm hanging in there.
So everybody else have a good Thanksgiving. You don't have a whole lot.
A lot
going.
of food.
I know,
Hung
right?
out, had a good time. Anybody finished with their Christmas shopping yet? My
wife asked me that. I'm like, I got a month. She's like, you don't have a month? I'm like, well, it's next month. I got plenty of time.
Next month, I got most of it.
Got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Still eating leftovers yet.
Oh, Thanksgiving at Eddie's house would probably be really good.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
what
man.
did you smoke a turkey or anything, Eddie?
That'd have been the place to go.
Sparky's just holding the couch down. Yeah, I know. I've seen your pictures.
Sparky on one leg.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. How did the? Jack threw him under the bus.
Is there Sparky under the bus?
Yeah.
What did he do?
With his surgeries and stuff.
What did he say?
You didn't see it?
No.
He said he was thinking about Sparky with his. He was having a sex change operation.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Leg lengthening operation.
Right for Sparky. Yeah, that was good.
Josh was driving for USRY racing. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's the team that Honeycutt won with it.
So, okay. I'm sure it was a Ford.
It was, yeah.
Josh is in a Ford, so he has to be in a Ford.
Yep.
I think Butterbean was down there representing.
Dressed in his kit.
Yeah. I think he was born in that now because that's what he's always in.
Yeah. Well, it's got his name
colors,
on it. His manufacturer and his name on it.
Which is pretty cool. I talked to him for a good while down in Vegas. Y'all going to Daytona for the ARCA race this season? I don't think Daytona, but I definitely want to do a bigger race. I'm not going to say Daytona's out of the question, but as of right now, it hasn't.
When is the ARCA race? Is it the week before? Because I know the duels and practice are the week before.
I don't know if is it the week before? Probably. It usually is, I think.
If I had to guess, yeah, because they got.
So I don't think we would be down there for ARCA, but definitely want to go to another big race that it's not generally we go to. Charlotte, Richmond, Martinsville tracks. We'd like to hit up a couple big ones that are bucket list items. I've been to Daytona, done Daytona a few times, so although it's in a time of year that not crazy, so or busy with other stuff. Yeah, the Ram stuff was pretty cool. Doing the thing. I guess that's the Ram thing. I know Butterbean was doing that when we took a picture with him. I didn't think to ask him, like, oh, this must be the Ram. Pretty cool to have hometown guy.
Had his name on his sleeve. Yeah, that was cool.
We
learned that a little bit next year.
So they were taking a couple cars down this year for Ron Huff.
Oh, Shannon's
Darlington is on my list. I did Darlington a few years back. Darlington is pretty cool. Did Bristol. Done most of the close ones. Daytona, Bristol. I haven't done Talladega. That's one of the Jack says we should need to do is Talladega.
Hang out on the boulevard.
Yeah, the boulevard would definitely be. It looks like
a show from the boulevard. Now that'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely looks like it would be a good time. Where was that? Kentucky for the Bush battle? What time I ran it? I'm not sure. But I want to go to a different race. I did Phoenix last year. That was pretty cool. Phoenix was really nice. That was a nice place. I mean, it looked like it had been newly redone. But it's out kind of in the middle. I can say middle of nowhere, but there's like one street that goes out through this neighborhood into a canyon straight for several miles, and bam, there's a racetrack. Wow. Well, the road goes left and right, but that was pretty cool. You definitely got to put your walking shoes on at least to get to the media center, because there ain't no bus takes you in like most places, or well, I don't know, because we had parking on the outside of the racetrack, so it was a little bit of a walk to get in. And then the media center was completely on the other side of the racetrack. But it's all good. But I want to do like Indy.
Indy would be cool.
Indy's kind of like on the bucket list. Although Anthony Warren keeps telling me I need to do the Indy 500 would be the one.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we could get credentials for that.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
But maybe. Darlington, Talladega, Watkins Glen on the list, on those three on this bucket list. Yeah, Talladega definitely. Did Darlington, Watkins Glen. Pocono, I always think that would be neat, but a lot of people tell me Pocono was not that good.
I don't know. Darlington would be fun. That was Al Pierce always said I needed to go to Darlington.
No, really?
So I need to do that one time. Yeah, I did Daytona once, Bristol. That's about it. Richmond, Martinsville, obviously.
So we got the banquet coming up next month, the end of the month.
January 24th. Call the racetrack, get your tickets.
That's right, yeah. Get them before they get sold out.
Yep.
Ran into Terry the other day, last weekend. We were at a little hot dog place there in Chesapeake, and I looked, and Big Mike and Terry come in. And I come over and
small world, man.
Yeah, said something to her. Mike used to live not far from me. Indy was hard to watch from the infield. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, Dover is my favorite. Dover is pretty cool. I do like Dover. Wilson Langley Speedway's on my bucket list.
Attaboy, Tim. Me too.
Tim's in the damn entertainment business now, man. He's doing birthday parties. I'm sure he's going to be putting a clown suit on next.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
he does it all.
Brings a race car and a clown. I mean, that's a 2-for-1 right there.
I want to.
Great for Men's Day. You know, Men's Day's got to be loving the car being everywhere.
Oh, game day, yeah.
Game day, that's right.
Good business, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a client.
Speedway's on my bucket list too. I want to watch a race at Langley one day. Sit in the stands and watch a race.
But I know Anthony Warren was telling me that like if you go to the 500 and like if you don't get to the racetrack by like I don't know, it was like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, then just park your car wherever you're at and just walk because you will never make it.
Yeah, that place is slammed, man.
Yeah, because you figure that place holds 250,000, I think. I don't know that it sells out anymore, but
I mean, it gets close. It was close this year.
I don't know how the NASCAR stuff does there.
Not as good.
Yeah, I know the first time I did, but I mean, it's an insane trip, you know. Or I can imagine
NASCAR
all those people there.
Probably be easier to go to the NASCAR race.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah.
I mean, we can get credentials there. Raymond says, "Shit, I need a date first." A date? Well, wait, this ain't no dating site, Raymond.
For the banquet?
Oh, I do. Well, maybe that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm sure you can hunt up somebody. Tim still owes you lunch. So he bought today, Eddie Clark. Oh, shoot, you didn't show up, Eddie.
He bought the lunch today, but Eddie wasn't there.
Your turn again.
Sounds like y'all need to sort that out.
Yeah. Well, let us know when the free lunch is, and maybe I'll come over.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, not a whole lot of other news than that. I can't think of anything. I mean, of course, I mean, I guess we got the lawsuit going, right? You know, I mean, it's pretty interesting.
The jury just got selected, I think.
Well, now they've had open arguments yesterday and today. Man, I don't know. It's kind of scary in some ways. It's how this is going to turn. You know, you just don't.
I thought it was going to get settled.
I really thought so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they have until the very last day that they could still sell it or settle it or whatever. I don't know. I think it's so vindictive at this point that no one side wants to give to the other. Hopefully, I just hope they don't. And it's been pretty interesting watching Kenny Wallace's videos about the lawsuit. I don't know. I kind of said that I wouldn't talk about the lawsuit on here because I didn't want to get in the middle of it. But I'm not trying to take one side or the other. But I just hope that it doesn't. I don't know, I look back at baseball. When baseball, the players, you know, held out for money, had millionaires arguing with billionaires, and I don't know that baseball's ever recovered from that. I mean, maybe financially they have, but I just don't. I just think they had a whole lot of fans, and I just don't think that fan base doesn't feel the same. And I'm not a big baseball guy, but I just hope they don't. In the end of this, they don't burn the house down for it all.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Let's see.
It sounds like the teams might not exist much longer if it goes a certain way.
It sounds like we got an open invitation there. Because Eddie said between Tim and him, it's always free.
We'll make a day. Tell everybody Eddie's buying.
Yeah, tell us Rich up. We'll post it. Sparky said, Carteret's race coming up.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
We've got a couple guys going.
Who's going?
Aiden, Jacob. I saw somebody else was going. I forget who. But should be a good one.
Tim said he'll make a day. Tell everybody Eddie's buying. Rumor is, I say rumor, Chris Gabehart is leaving JGR.
Oh.
That would be a shock, to be honest. Although it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, look, the JGR cars have been fast, right? I don't know what they're doing. Obviously,
He's the head of
Gabehart
it all,
knows.
isn't he?
I believe so. I think he's
Competition
competition. Yeah, that's what I think.
Hey, Brandy.
But I could. What's up, Brandy? I can't imagine that somebody hasn't offered him a lot of money to come to share the secrets. Because that happens a lot.
Smaller team.
No, I mean an opposing team.
Any team?
Yeah, I mean it would be surprised that Richard Childress or Hendricks or something like that.
You think Hendricks would spend that kind of money to have him come over?
I can tell you the last time I was there when Jack's son was there.
I don't know if they really need anybody, but they got it.
Well, but what they do, Hendricks in particular that I know, and they all do this, is they all have fans in, get them hot passes or whatever, and they get them with really good cameras to take pictures of parts and pieces of everybody else's car before they went to this next gen car. I can tell you, we were there a couple of times. We were at Dover actually one time, and they had taken a picture of a spindle on the 2 car. When they were dominating, they were doing something with a drop snout, and because that picture had the spindle in it, had the certain snap-on screwdriver in it, they knew what the dimensions were, and from that picture they built same stuff. So they're really good at stealing other people's technology. And then a guy that left Denny Hamlin's team, a tire changer, went to him and said, hey, you guys are not losing on pit road because you guys are slow. It's because y'all hadn't developed the pit gun. They're like, what are you talking about? So they paid this guy big money, and when we were there, we were told by the guys that were building this pit gun that they had $700,000 tied up in this pit gun, and they haven't even assembled it yet.
Good Lord.
And then it was just a year or two later that it came out where everybody has to use the same guns and air hoses and regulators.
That was when they used the really fast spinning ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I could see colleague doing it in development in Dodge. They're hiring a bunch of people.
That transition is going to be interesting.
It is, because so now, like, before all their cars, the body hanging and all that stuff they got from Childress, but now that relationship is severed, they're going to have to hang all their own bodies and that kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure fabricators are going to need, plus all the trucks they're having to change the nose on them, put the Dodge nose on them. I mean, I know they have the Ilmore motors for that, so the motor's not a big deal. Now going forward, I mean, they're obviously, I mean, it's not announced, but it's obviously they're going to go cup racing, but they're going to need an engine program.
Oh yeah.
Now, where's that going to come from? Or how's that going to look? That's a tough question. You know.
Yeah, I mean they had one years and years ago. I don't know how much of that they can use.
I don't know who did that. Was that just Evernham engine program?
Oh, maybe.
Or actually, was that? No, actually, I think that was Elliott, Bill Elliott's brother. I think he built the motors for him, if I'm not mistaken. Colleague shop is on RCR property.
It's like
not.
It's
next door. They bought the property, but it's not Richard's property.
There's a couple other teams in that little like plaza.
Yeah, in the back, down past the race.
ECR is there.
But it's technically not on their property.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim would be cheap. Hey, you know, they're doing that random whatever, giving guys an opportunity.
Superstar truck.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work or how that's going to work, but I love that idea. I mean, that is so cool. I mean, especially when, you know, they're coming to some of the local places, let's say Martinsville or whatever, and they can get, you know, a local late model sort of in that area and give them an opportunity for these tracks that are under a mile. Because I think you got to get approval. It ain't like, you know, it was years ago. Approval was a little bit easier to get. They just kind of get approved you. Now you got to be approved from, you know, I think a mile and under, and then above that you've got to have some other stuff and get approved. So I don't know what they'll do on those cases about somebody, but definitely the shorter tracks under a mile. Although if somebody runs one or two, they might be able to give them an opportunity at like a Charlotte or something. So I definitely think that would be, it's way cool, and I really can't wait to see how that comes about. I did see somebody post, I don't know if it's true, that Mark Martin was coming back at 66 to run that truck. Some, I don't know. I mean, they're going to obviously need somebody with some experience in drafting or whatever if it's going to run Daytona. So that can't be like.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Cletus is in that seat.
So
for Daytona,
I don't know, because I don't think I mean,
I think some names are going to raise some eyebrows.
I don't know about the Cletus thing. I think it would be cool. I don't know if Cletus is one that puts that much energy into it.
Just off a one-off?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we had heard on both sides that we had heard that Cletus was part of that deal.
Yeah.
And then heard that, no, he was not.
Yeah.
Or that people in the team said they hadn't heard that.
I think he's doing ARCA part-time again. But that obviously doesn't require as much.
They have an open truck, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're probably doing, maybe for these bigger tracks, though, you know, maybe some old, you know, big names per se, like a Mark Martin. You know, I think it would be really cool.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Well, and that's true. Depends on who has Chevy, Dodge backing. That's very true. But let's get Sally on here. We got Sally in the queue here. So Sally, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
We can't complain. So I know we've been trying to get you in for a few weeks or so there, and you run. Well, for people who don't know who Sally is, tell people who you are and where you came from.
Yeah, I've been running MX5 Cup for the past 2 years. I won the Women's Initiative Scholarship in 2023. That kind of kickstarted my career, racing in IMSA for about 2 years, and then decided I wanted to become a household name and try to make money in this sport and not try to mortgage my house to go racing. So I felt like the best way to do that was to go to NASCAR. So I am running late model stocks next year. Yeah, different world for sure.
Where are you going to be running at?
I'm going to move to Charlotte. I'm currently in Texas, and I'm going to be running mostly in Virginia, trying to run for Rookie of the Year in Virginia for the late model stock stuff. So it'll be like Dominion, Langley, Ace, Stobo, Tri-County. Yeah.
Who are you going to be driving for? Can you say yet?
Sellers Racing.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, they run pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you said you're from Texas now?
Yeah, I'm currently in Waco, Texas, which is like it's cool and all, but it's there's not much for racing here, so kind of need to go all in and just bite the bullet and move all my stuff out and go get an apartment in Charlotte or Mooresville.
Yeah, you kind of be. I mean, if you want to get into the racing business, you kind of got to be close to Charlotte. So, how did you get into racing to begin with? Did somebody in your family race, or how did that come about?
Yeah, my dad actually, he's been racing since he was 8 years old in go-karts. I mean, he's done everything from karting at the national level to open wheel cars to sports cars, stock cars, trucks, everything. So I kind of grew up around it. I remember like walking into the living room with Formula One playing, and I was just a little bit intrigued. You know, I was hearing at the time it was Hamilton this, Hamilton that. I was like, who's this Hamilton guy? Like, these cars are just going around the track. Like, what is this? And so my dad, I always joke with him because he told me he wanted a boy and instead he got one girl. So I'm like, oh, you know, let's go try the karting thing. And he took me to just go like drive around, do some laps. And I really enjoyed it. And he took me a handful of times. And then he asked me if I wanted to like go racing, like for real, instead of just go running laps by myself. And at the time, I don't know, I was 8 years old. I was just kind of like intimidated. I was scared to race against the boys, which I wish I would have said yes, because I would have had so much more experience by now. But I think everything happens for a reason. So I kind of tapered off of it for a while. And then when I turned 15, I came back to him and I said I wanted to try the racing thing again. And you can imagine his excitement. I did my first race and I got hooked. And ever since then, we have been pretty much nonstop for the past 5.5 years.
So then you said, racing against the boys. How is that from a female's perspective in the sport? Does like Danica Patrick intrigue you to get into the NASCAR side of it or into racing in general?
Show you. This is my life-size Danica Patrick. Can you see it?
No, because it's all blurred. Oh, yeah, I see a little bit. Yeah, okay. All right. That's too funny. Yeah.
Good decoration.
Yeah. And then, has it been, do you feel like it's more difficult as a female in the sport? I mean, I can see where it could be, but then also there's pros and cons, right? There's pros and cons to every avenue of racing. I think there's some things you get, some publicity a little easier in some ways, which, I think you got to play your strengths of what they are, right? This is what, life is not fair and you have to play what strengths you had to the best of your ability, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like the topic of women in motorsports is definitely trending right now, and we're seeing more and more of them just come up everywhere in all different types of racing. And it's really cool to see, and F1 Academy is bringing a lot of exposure to just women in the sport and kind of just saying, hey, there's a spot for us, we belong. And I'm not sure how much you know about my MX5 Cup program, but my car was pink this year. I'll show you. That was my car. And it was inspired by the Iron Dames. And their whole thing is like basically encouraging girls to do what they think is impossible. If they want to become an engineer, like they had little girls sign on their car, actually. They do the Porsche stuff with WEC and IMSA. And that kind of inspired me to kind of get the pink car and just go all in and embrace that. Because when I'm at the track, the first people to come up to me are the younger girls, like dragging their dads over, like, oh my God, I want to go see the pink car, because it looks like they're Barbie cars at home. And then they ask if they can sit in the car. And I love it because that's usually the start of asking their dad to go karting, right? You got to plant the seeds, get them in the car, get them intrigued, get them to ask questions. And so I think we got to get more girls in the seat at a younger age in the karting level, because there's a lot of female drivers. Is there any that are consistently winning, right? Like Connor Zilish? Not yet. We need that though. That's my goal. Is I want to be the driver that gets into anything and instantly you can get to the limit of the car, feel the limit of the tires, regardless of what you're driving, and just dominate. At the end of the day, the goal is to get paid, and get the sponsorship and not, you know, have to come out of pocket and make a statement. And to do that, you have to win. So I think if we're gonna like do that as a group, women in motorsports, we got to get more girls in the seat at like 8 years old, 5 years old, the younger levels. So I wish I started. I wish I kept going and didn't stop. I wish I wasn't intimidated. You know, I don't know why. I was 8 years old. My dad wasn't gonna force me. He was like, I didn't want to be that dad. You were gonna hate me. You know.
Right. Well, I totally agree. You might would have, right? You may not have the passion you do now.
I might have been burnt out and I wouldn't be here, you know? So I think it all happens for a reason.
Absolutely. Look, I have a daughter and it's my only child. So I always love that the female side of things and even coming here, we have several that are here, right? I mean, I don't know, what we got 5 or 6 young females that karting or bandos and limited. We got a few of this unlimited this past year, bando, U-Car, I think. So we have 5 here at Langley Speedway. So I think it's fun and it's cool to have more of that variety, right?
Yeah.
But you know, too, I always think too that you know you're different, right? You stand out, and I think you got to use that. And some people may not like it. Look, you can't control who you're born to and who you are, right? You just have to play the to your advantage. And it's funny. I had a conversation last year with I don't know if it was last year or this year. I think it was last year or so with Rajay Caruth's dad, and you know, to me, I was thinking like, man, you should be a sponsor's dream. And he was telling me how difficult it was to get sponsors, because I'm like, you stand out from everybody else. Like you're in a predominantly white sport, and you're different. And I mean, obviously, it shows. Like you go to a truck race or Xfinity race, if he's there, or you have the few females that we have that are driving. You walk out there on pit road before the race starts, you can't get to that car because they have so many people around them, right? I mean, they're polarizing and they're bringing people in, and the personality, right? And we got Jeremy George talking about, Butterbean. I mean, he's another great example of a personality, right? I mean, obviously, he's got the credentials to back up his driving ability, but his personality goes a long ways, and I think that's just part of it. You have to, brand yourself and use that branding to go further.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely like, I stand out because I'm a female, right? I'm more marketable, but I think that there's a lot of girls who just lean on the fact that they're a girl and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna, I hate to say this, but like take clothes off, right? And to get the clicks, to get the engagement. But then they get on track and they just can't get the results. Like they can't get it done. And it's like they don't take an extra step to maybe have a personality or to like have something extra on the side. There's a lot of drivers who maybe they like to go hunting or they like to go fishing or whatever it is. They have something extra, and that's what makes them unique, and that's what gets them their fans, because maybe their fans are outdoorsy, right? For me, I try to have my own. I'm still trying to work on it, right? I've been in the scene, the professional scene, I guess, for 2 years. When I got an MX5 Cup, that was kind of what like elevated it, and then being on first to the finish. So I'm like thinking to myself, like, what's my thing? It can't just be like, oh, I'm a girl. It's like, okay, well, at that point, it's not, it doesn't stand out, right? Because there's more and more girls, and it's just what makes me unique. Like, how can I get the sponsorship? What is appealing about me? Not just me being a girl, right? First of all, I can win, I can get the results, right? Hopefully we're working on that as we get the experience. And then I want there to be more and more. I want it to be very dynamic. And I think that's what sets apart drivers, like Rajah Caruth. And because I watched the Rising that just came out.
I know, it's such a cool show, isn't it? I love it.
It is. And it really showed the personalities of all the drivers. And it's not like, he's using his race to get anything. He just has his own personality. He's cool. He's a hard worker. He wants it. And that's respectable, like that makes him who he is. That makes him desirable for the fans to be like, hey, that's my favorite driver.
No, 100%. And I will say, and me and Butterbean had this conversation in Vegas, that look, the sport has changed, right? 10, 20 years ago, you just showed up on Sunday with a helmet. Today, it's a full-time job. And I'm sure you probably noticed, like you're studying film or you're going over on Monday and Tuesday, you're going over what happened the weekend before. And then, you know, Wednesday or Thursday, you could be going to sim and racing on the sim to learn what you need in the car this week and what setups, and this might be the plan. And it's way more intense than it used to be of just showing up on Sunday and bringing a helmet. And you know, I mean, you're working all week and not counting maybe an appearance or sponsor that you got to work on, those type of things. So you're busy 24/7.
Yeah, it's a 24/7 job. You don't just clock out, you know, you're working all the time.
Yeah, and I like how you said about Rajay. He is very his work ethic. You know, some people talk about doing things, and I admire you too for that same thing, right? You can talk about it or you can just do it. Some people are like, well, how do you do it? And it's not something you can explain to somebody. You just make things happen. Whatever it takes, how much sleep you got to lose to get it done, you just make it happen, you know. And it's funny that, you know, and I go back to Rajay a lot because him and his dad work very hard, and he is very dedicated, and he has loved the sport since he was a very little kid, which comes out, you know, in the show and the Rising.
Yeah.
We met him outside of Richmond before he was a small kid. I think he was, I don't know, 10 years old. And what blew my mind about Rajay, and this is how we met. He hadn't driven anything. He recognized, and this I go back. He recognized Derek Cope, and I say this because unless you're my age or older, you know who Derek Cope is. Most people don't know who Derek Cope is, and he just fangirled crazy about Derek Cope. Runs over and gets his autograph, and I see this Jamaican family, and I go over and start talking to his dad, and I'm like, where are you guys from? Like, how does this kid know who Derek Cope is? And when he come over and he's like, well, I know who everybody is. You know, he's like, I know this brand. I study the whole. I mean, he knew more about the history of NASCAR than I did, which just blew my mind. And it's like, man, we gotta have this kid on the show because it's so intriguing to see somebody from outside the sport wanting to come into the sport, and that's what we need, right? And then having conversation with his dad, it's like, how do I get him in the sport? And I'm like, man, you need to get in a diversity program. And then it was like the next year or a year after or so, his dad, you know, messaged me and was like, hey, can you call me? Like, can I get him in do you know anybody's got a Legends car? He's never been in a car before he goes to the combine for the Rev Racing. Do you know anybody's got a car he can like at least make some laps in so he knows where things are? And I'm like, you know, this is as green. He is as green as they get coming into the sport at 15 or 16 years old, and how well he's done and puts in the work is very cool to see.
Yeah, it definitely shows. If you got the drive and the determination, you can go anywhere. You can make your own story.
That's right. So how did you get hooked up with Sellers?
Well, I have a sponsor who came in, and she changed my life. I met her at the Daytona 500. I happened to sit next to her at dinner one night, and I had no idea who she was. I just started talking to her, and she ended up really liking who I was, I guess, and she wanted to help me. She had some extra budget that year, and she wanted to help kick things off for me in MX5 Cup. My first race ever, even before I won the scholarship, was in 2023, Road Atlanta in October. And it was kind of my hopes of like getting myself in the mix for the shootout. And then I ended up getting to the shootout, winning it, and then doing the whole Amazon Prime thing, and then doing this year as well. So she kind of helped like kickstart everything for me. She sponsors a couple people in Cup, Xfinity, Trucks, and I believe ARCA, like all the way down. She started taking me to the NASCAR races before I even had any interest in NASCAR at all. We would just go hang out. She would introduce me to her friends, the drivers she was sponsoring. And one of those drivers was Jeb Burton in Xfinity. And Jeb is involved with the Sellers in their late model team as well. So we got to talking, and I figured out, you know, what I wanted to do. And it kind of took a lot of like consideration in terms of like, I mean, it's a big decision to make, right? Sure. Are we going to pursue IMSA some more? Am I going to go open wheel, which wasn't really in the conversation, or am I going to go to NASCAR? And it was a lot of like back and forth because that's a huge thing. It's a completely different shift. I mean, I grew up doing karting on road courses. I had not done a single oval race until last year at Martinsville in MX5 Cup, right? So I was like, I don't know, I don't know much about this world. So anyways, we got together with Jeb and the sellers and did some testing recently. We did our second test a couple weeks ago, and kind of starting to work on me getting used to the car, a bunch of different tracks. I think that, every track is different. And I used to be one of those people who was like, oh, it's an oval, you just turn left, it's so easy, right? Nothing is as easy as it looks, okay? Oh my God, there's a lot to this. And, I started doing some iRacing, getting some sim stuff on the ovals, and I'm starting to pick it up now. It makes a lot of sense to me, and I really enjoy it. It's just so different from road courses. Like, there's no time to think on the straightaways. Like, for when you're on the road courses, you're thinking about, the corners going right and left, and then you get on the straightaway and you're like, okay, I got like 30, 40 seconds, depending on what car you're in. I'm in a Miata, so I'm not going that fast. So I got like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, like, your mind can wander a little bit, and you're like, okay, back to it. On the oval stuff, especially the short tracks, dude, it is just go, 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 go. You brake, turn, lift, go, like, and then you get, I don't know, 3 to 5 seconds depending on the track, and then you're back to it just over and over. I'm like, this is like mentally just challenging. It's physically challenging too. So I got a lot of things I got to step up. I got to go train a little bit harder in the gym, get my mental game sharpened. But sorry, to answer your question, it was basically, I know this person knows this person knows this person, and it was a sponsor who opened doors for me, and now I'm here. So Jeb is going to be my mentor this year. I guess next year, kind of jump in the car, help me with data and everything, and just help me get up to speed. And hopefully it doesn't take too long. I would like to be in trucks by 2027. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to jump the gun if I'm not ready, but it's also going to depend on money. How much sponsorship money can I bring? Because it's quite expensive. It's like 10 times more expensive than MX5 Cup. So we'll see.
It is. No, I think you're in a great situation, to be honest, because you got Jeb over there, obviously, and then the sellers themselves. They have a big history in the sport. They've ran some truck stuff and Xfinity stuff, but have been very good in the late model world. Peyton and I think you got a wealth of knowledge in front of you to help with and just soak it all in. And I'm sure it's going to be way different than the Miata, right? Because it's going to handle better, I would imagine, so far as the circle track stuff like the Martinsville, and then the contact, right? I'm sure in the road course stuff you don't have much contact, right?
No. Have you watched MX5 Cup? We are banging each other up like yeah. We're bump drafting everywhere. That's you have to be bump drafting to be fast.
Okay. No, I didn't. I have not seen one. I've seen we went to Martinsville and for the Cup race and stuff, and we seen the videos and stuff or some pictures and stuff. But I'm like, oh man, I missed it because we didn't get to go Friday night. So I was like, that'd have been neat to see, and I can't imagine what that'd have been like. So I've seen there were some accidents off of 2 out there, but the contact I would have thought there would have been. Well, it probably is. It's going to be different. Because what contact is acceptable, not acceptable, and how you move somebody. Which, believe me, Peyton can help you with, because Peyton is is very good at that type of stuff. Even protecting the bottom. I remember here at the Hampton Heat, I think it was the week before the Hampton Heat. He wasn't that good. It was about 8 cars behind him. He held the whole line up, and finally somebody shoved him up out of the way, and he's like, "I was holding everybody up. I knew I was."
Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to be learning from the best. So I'm excited for that. I would like to do a Cars Tour race. You talk about contact. I'm watching one of those races, like the South Boston, and it reminds me of the MX5 Cup stuff because it's just so close quarters. And, learning how to turn somebody or how not to turn somebody, how to pack air on somebody's, right rear, like all these things are super new to me. but I mean, it's not like it's completely foreign. Racing is racing, right? It's the same but different. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting. And then I have Jeb who can help coach me because he has all the Xfinity experience, some Cup experience as well. So, yeah, I'll make mistakes, but hopefully we'll learn fast.
Yeah, I mean, so you're gonna make mistakes, right? I mean, but that's how you learn, right? I mean, you're not gonna be perfect out of the gate, right? You're gonna know, you know, like you said, hitting somebody or moving somebody out of the way. It's kind of a finesse, and
Yeah.
I raced off and on and have been involved. And I went over to Phil Warren, which has won 7 championships here and a national title in the late model world. And I asked him one day, well, how do you know how much to hit somebody to move them? He's like, you just go in there and hit them. And if they spin out, that was too hard. That was his advice. I'm like, well, that didn't really help me a whole lot. I was trying to figure out how I could sort of, you know, because there's some of those guys that have been doing it forever. They can move somebody out of the way, and the guy don't really know that you moved them. You know, they're just so good at it. You know, but you got a wealth of knowledge that in behind that to help you. So it'll be interesting. So then, do you have a schedule set out yet, or you're not really sure where you're going and when you're going?
I have a tentative schedule built out, but I think we're gonna we'll know more January, February, because the season will start in April. So we'll kind of lock down the exact dates around then. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't have like certain dates that are for sure yet. I have a couple ideas, but yeah, we'll figure it out.
And also, I was kind of touching, and I tell people all the time too, is like you never know who you're going to run into, and just like you just said, you know, the sponsor, you know, you met him at a dinner, right? You just never know who you're going to run into, and I don't know how many stories I've heard like that. You just happen to run into the right person and make the right connection, and they believe in you, and the rest is history, right? I mean, and I think it's so important, not to say that you have to be on your best behavior, but I mean, I think you know, you definitely have to have your own personality and stand out. But you got to be, you know, kind and never know the person next to you could be your next sponsor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the life lessons I've learned from racing is just be nice to everybody, because you never know who's around you or what these people around you could do for you in the future. And it's not even about that. It's not like, oh, I'm going to be nice just because I want to get something from them. Just be a good person in general, you know. Especially in racing, there's cameras everywhere. People are watching. It's your reputation. And I mean, you are your brand. You're selling you at the end of the day. So you want to make the best impression you can.
You do, and I completely agree. I think you still have to have your own personality. You know, I think for a while in the sport that we went to cookie cutter, where everybody was, you know, super nice and they didn't. Everybody was sort of vanilla, right? I think you have to be, and Butterbean's a great example of that. You know, he's still himself. He's still his goofy self, and he stands out for that. And I think he's very, very marketable because of that. Even though he can still drive, but I think, you know, the marketable stuff is just as important as winning on the racetrack. Today, I feel like it is.
Definitely, I agree with you. I mean, and like in Rising, right? Carson Hocevar is he's kind of like filling the gap of being the bad guy almost, but it's working. Like he's getting the fans, he's getting the sponsors, he's getting the recognition because it's interesting, and like he's just so confident in himself. It's just like, wow, okay, this guy's here. Like he's here whether we like it or not. And it's just like it's bringing back like the, you know, the villains from back in the day. It's kind of cool.
I mean, I think you have to have it, right? I mean, you have to have the villain guy, you have to have the nice guys, right? And then you're gonna have some people in between. And you're right, Carson does play a great role in that type of stuff because in the first episode of The Rising, you know, Carson acts like he doesn't ever try, doesn't ever do anything. He just shows up and he's like, nobody works harder than him. I don't care what he says, right? He's doing the work in the background, but he's putting on a great persona, and he does have a great personality. I think it's super likable. I think, you know, the young people and I think just people in general can relate to him, and I think it just goes so far for him. One of our local guys is just kind of PR or put some of his videos together, and you know, again, just got out of the blue, got a text message from him and says, hey, you want to start helping me? You know, just never know.
Yeah. Racing is funny like that.
So you have a plan. You said 2027 you want to be in a truck?
Ideally, that would be amazing. It'd be a dream come true. But I think it's gonna determine. It's gonna be determined on first of all sponsorship. Do I actually have the money to do it? And then second of all, my progress this year or this next year. How far have I come? Am I ready? I don't want to jump into anything I'm not ready for, especially on a stage like that. Just because I think, in my opinion, I think female drivers are put under a little bit more of a microscope in terms of performance, which it just is what it is. So I want to make a good impression. I want to make sure I'm ready. I want to be in good equipment, and that's another thing about NASCAR versus IMSA and MX5 Cup, where everybody has the exact same car and it's all about driver ability. Is how much money do you have? How much money are you willing to put in to get the best equipment? Because if you don't have a car that can win and you're in a car that can only finish 20th place, it doesn't matter if you're the best driver in the world. Unless you get super lucky, you just can't win. So that's going to be a challenge. So I want to be in the best equipment possible. That's why I'm going to be with Sellers this year.
I agree with you, and I like the path that Butterbean went on. Instead of going ARCA racing, he could have done some Xfinity and truck stuff, but he chose to go to ARCA, and I think that has paid off big for him. And I think, and we had a conversation about it, that I feel like I've been around in the sport a long time, that it feels like if you get in that back 20 half of the field and you start racing there, it seems like you just become stale, right? You just kind of become, that's your category, and you never get that big ride. And I mean, unless you got the funding yourself, but and that was kind of Butterbean's approach, and that's why they went ARCA racing, because they last year we had a conversation here before the season started that he knew he had decided what team he was going with, but he's like, I know if I get in this 28 car that I can win. I feel like I can win races right out of the gate, and lucky for him that he did. He won Daytona, and then we ended up winning 6 races out of the season, and it's opened tremendous doors for him. So I think you're absolutely right on. You want to be in good equipment, because I think when you kind of get in that marginal equipment, sadly you kind of get put in that category, and some people may not look at you as one of those type of a better gig, I guess, lack of a better term.
Yeah, I mean, you got to win to stay relevant. If you're consistently getting bad results, it's just, you're not desirable as a driver. So you got to stay on top of it. I mean, it's true.
Do you have any sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out to?
Sherry Coble Commercial Properties. She's a sponsor I was talking to you about. She's changed my life. She's changed a lot of people's lives, actually. I would say definitely Sellers Racing, A Victory Racing, Collision Careers, RibTact, and then SmartEnergize.com. Those are people and the sponsors that have taken me where I am today. I couldn't get there without them. So it takes a village.
Unfortunately. Now, what does your mom and dad think about you moving and all this? Are they excited, or are they worried? Or?
No, I think my dad is pretty happy for me. He's excited. He's worked a lot for this as well. He's worked really hard. He's poured a lot of money and time and effort coaching me and getting me to this point. And he's just like, go spread your wings, go do it, go make me proud. And my mom is also happy for me. She wants me to kind of go out into the world and, develop my own and just figure it out. Because I'm not going to college, because I'm pursuing racing full time. So I think it would be kind of cool to live on my own, or maybe have a roommate situation and just kind of get that experience while also living in Charlotte and being around drivers all the time, and people my age, and being at the track every weekend, going to the shop, learning about my car. I think it's cool because there's a track within a 30-mile radius of you, pretty much wherever you are in that area. So for me, that's heaven, you know, walking downtown, seeing like just normal people wearing racing shirts. Like it's just a part of life over there. Here,
Yeah.
I don't have that. I'm kind of a freak because, you know, nobody gets it. Like nobody really does it over here. So,
Well, we all get it. We totally understand. It's like crack. We can't get enough of it.
I know. It's
A
like,
couple good points. Are you going to be working at the shop? You know, sometimes in some of those deals you have to work at the shop some, and is that going to be part of your process?
I don't think I'll be working there, but I'll be spending a lot of time just underneath the car, getting to know the car. I think that'll make me a better driver. I mean, I'm happy to help them out and everything. I just want to be involved. I don't want to be a driver who just shows up, gets in the car, doesn't know what they're talking about. You know, I want to just be very knowledgeable and just give it the best shot I can.
So then let me ask you this then. So as a driver, and we get both sides of this, or even now, are you the one that can say, hey, I think we need to take wedge out, or we should change the spring and what that might be? Or are you just one that's like, this is what I feel, and just let the crew chief handle it? Because I mean, we have 50-50, right? I mean, some people don't know how to work on their cars, and that's okay. Where do you fall into that category?
I feel like I wish I would have spent more time in karting, like in the garage with my dad, actually throwing axles and making changes on the cart. Same thing in car stuff, but like when I got to MX5 Cup, it's kind of like a, hey, you're the driver, you go do your interviews, go do data. We have mechanics for your car. So I never really got underneath the car. I never really like worked on it. Unfortunately, I wish I did, and that's why I want to be more involved this next year. But I've gotten pretty good at like feeling what the car is doing and explaining it, like relaying that feedback to my car chief. So to answer your question, I'm more of the driver's like, hey, it's doing this, this, and this, and I would like it to do this, this, and this, and I think that's how we can get faster, and then kind of leave it up to the mechanic and the car chief to make the best decision. I think they'd be more educated than me at this point. Maybe that will change, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of how we do it in the road course stuff as well. Just be like, hey, this is what we're feeling, and then we kind of like collectively as a team make a decision on what to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I could see that in that world because it's like very engineer driven. Although we're getting very engineer driven in the NASCAR world, but I think Jeremy made a comment here. It says you only live once, send it. You know, and that's what you're doing. Yeah. Well, Sally, we appreciate you taking some time. I know we went a little further, but nobody else come on, so we kept on talking. And good luck to you. And when you come to Langley, please set us up, let us know, and we wish you the best of luck. And when you do come, we definitely want to come by and say hi.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me, and I'll definitely let you know. I'd love to meet you guys in person and get the inside scoop. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about this world. It's so different. So I will definitely let you know. And hopefully you'll be seeing my name soon.
That's right. Well, good deal. Well, good luck to you, and we'll see you at the racetrack.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pretty cool, you know.
That is cool, yeah.
You know, to go from karting to
IMSA to Dominion and Langley.
Wow, and going to run around here for Sellers. That is
huge.
That's a great opportunity, right? You know, and I feel like she's got a decent press, the word I'm looking for, outlook on what she wants to do and how it's got to be done, kind of thing. And there's I don't think you necessarily have to win, but I mean, I love the attitude where I got to win to progress, and look, at her age and racing against look when Aiden and Riley and all these Cody Bryant and all these young kids that are here that are coming along, they know so much more at 20 years old than she will. But Rajay the same way. But also, you can also use the same argument and say that they don't have any bad habits and they can be taught the right way to do things. I mean, Rajay is a great example of that. He thought he was behind, but I mean, Dale Jr. same thing. He didn't start till he was 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not. I mean, I feel like that it could be because you feel like you know so much more. I think some race experience will be the only thing. I think you can still get up to speed, but I think the race experience will be the thing that you'll have to learn. You know, the moving somebody, trying to get by them, or I go back to Butterbean at Phoenix. Did he win the first one or no? He won the second one, right? The first one he ran second, and that's where experience comes in. When he was racing, I can't think of the kid's name. Cruz. And even Butterbean had said he should have left him on the outside and slowed up on the straightaway, not to let him get behind him. And that's just experience. Those are things you learn that you normally wouldn't. But hey, she'll figure it out. And it'll be cool to see her come.
It's a tough place to come to, man.
Hickory, Langley, Dominion.
She talked about short straightaways, man. Woo.
Yeah. There's no time.
No straightaways here.
There's no time to wait. Well, the front stretch here is not really straight. The back stretch is the only thing straight, but it ain't very long.
Not in the late model.
Jeremy says Sparky's his hero. Your level's low, Jeremy. Oh, that's his height. That's the height. We love Sparky. Let's see. Yeah, I love this one. Yeah, I like Greer kind of sparked that. Learn the workings of the car, going in the center and drive off steering. Yeah, I mean,
there's a whole lot to learn. I mean, what's his name was racing for Godovic's team. He comes from a road racing background.
Oh yeah.
Raced in the trucks, Wesley Slimp.
Yeah,
and he,
did well though.
He did well, but it's tough to get adjusted to, man. Look at Spencer Conrad the same way. Never raced an oval. He got to it very quickly.
Yeah,
raced in the modified and winning right out of the gate. So
had a good steering wheel until the last restart. Yeah, I didn't see it, man. He qualified well with them. I mean, that's a deep field of cars, and I forgot where he qualified, but
it was top 15, I think.
Yeah, I won't say like qualified 12th out of 40 cars or whatever it was. I mean,
but I think
he did really well.
Had an issue in the race.
For sure.
But it was cool to see all the Langley boys and girls up there.
Yeah, representing.
Yep, had a few of them win.
Well, no Jack Dodson. It's a great show.
Waiting on Jack calling, yeah. He must be very busy with autographs.
He's busy signing autographs. He
must have a lot of requests because he hasn't tried to call us.
He's too big for us right now. That or his internet's real slow. That could be too.
I wonder if anybody's asked him about his cruise.
Sparky, I gotta say that you telling the cruise director was pretty good.
We heard some good stories.
He was pretty bad. He was pretty aggravated.
Yeah.
I don't know who's conspiring against me, but he keeps telling me I better watch my back because something's coming. Something's coming. I'm like, well, I'm 10-0 right now, so it'll be about time he gets me back for something.
It's coming.
Not that that's an admit to guilt. I still plead innocent.
Mason said Jack's handed out $5 bills. Yeah, probably.
You can get plenty of them away. Yeah. Oh man,
probably had to slip the owner a few to get in the door.
All right. All right, guys. Well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Jack will be back next week.
Yeah, unfortunately he'll be back next week, and we'll see how his appearance
stocks for TOTS. Second year in a row.
Well, he's gone several times. That's like he's been asking me to go for years, but I'm just too busy at work. It's hard to get away. What are we talking about, Jeremy? Casino? I'm having a Christmas party. One in St. Louis tomorrow. Yeah, we have the Miles Christmas party on Friday night. But I will say too, get those videos, man. It doesn't matter what class you're in. You need to be local. I'm not going to say it has to be Langley Speedway. I think I'd prefer Langley Speedway, but it doesn't have to be Langley Speedway. make a video, stand out. Oh,
There he is.
Oh, you finally showed up,
We
Jack.
just said his name. He showed up.
Were you here?
I can't hear it.
We can hear you.
You sound great, buddy.
We can hear you.
All right. Well, that was Jack's calling. He did better than the cruise. He tried to call in during the cruise and didn't even make it on.
Can the tire guys get a sponsor? I don't know if a tire guy can get a sponsor. Where you gonna put the sponsorship at there, Mason?
He's just going to end up giving it to his car. One of his cars.
Pour it out.
Guess who?
You got it?
You can read whatever you want as long as you read
Did
20
you get
minutes a day. And he read NASCAR encyclopedia that
Keep doing it. Keep bringing the energy.
Oh,
Look who's here with me.
Look who that is.
It's the Bean.
Why is he signing autographs?
I don't know, man.
I heard he was giving $5.
I can't hear him, but why is Jack signing autographs? I have no idea.
Somebody had to come and keep up with Butterbean. That's what happened. I had to stay here and help him.
I mean, they skip mine and then they walk right past him.
Watch it.
Hey, look, they were going to serve steak, but they said I had to cut it for him. So I don't.
I feel bad. They walk right by him. I'm like, this guy's signing too.
Did y'all do all right tonight without me there?
Yep.
Of
we're
course,
doing great.
yeah.
Two
Well, I
thumbs up.
can't hear you. Something's wrong, but I can't hear you. But anyway.
It's the operator.
Anyway, it's been fun, and I hope you had a good show. Be sure to clean up before you leave.
Yep.
We'll leave it for
I
you.
got best with you. I know. You do it to me, so I got to do it to you first.
That's right.